So now we have our boilerplate, let's go ahead and crack on with the HTML template and a bit of CSS. So first of all, I'm going to do a div with a class of container. Now remember, this is a bootstrap class which keeps everything within a central column on the page. Now instead of me typing all of this out directly and you getting bored watching, instead what I'm going to do is just copy little snippets from the GitHub repo and just paste these in, then I'll explain them as we go. So first of all, the header right here. Now this has a class of text center to centralize the text, text light to make it a light color text, and then margin of strength 4 in the Y direction. Inside that we have an H1 with a margin bottom of strength 4 just to give it some space at the bottom, and that says to-do list. Then we have a form for our search. So we give this a class of search. That's our own class which we'll use later on in the JavaScript. And inside this, just one input field, it has a class of form control and margin auto. So both bootstrap classes to give it some styling. The type is text and the name is search. And we also have a placeholder called search to-dos. So if we save this now and preview, we're going to see the to-do list title, barely, and the search to-dos right here. Okay, so below the header, we are now going to do our UL. Now this UL is going to be the list for all of our to-dos. So first of all, we give it a class of list group. That is a bootstrap class which is going to style these list items for us. This to-dos class, this is our own class that we're giving it just so we can get a reference to this later on or maybe style it in our own CSS. Then we have margin in the X direction of auto, that will centralize it. And then we have text hyphen light to give these a light colored text. Then each li down here is going to be one to do. So we have 3 to begin with, and we're hard coding these to begin with. So each one has a class of list hyphen group hyphen item. That again is a bootstrap class to style these list items. We're giving this a display type of flex, and we're saying justify content between and align items center. So these are flexbox alignment classes, just to lay these out a little bit better. And it basically means that these elements inside it are going to be displayed as flex items and they're going to be spaced correctly. Now the first thing inside it is the name of the to-do, so play Mario Kart, defeat Ganon in Zelda, or make a veggie pie. And after that we have our I tag. Now we use I tags for font awesome. So whenever we want to use a font awesome symbol, we use an I tag and then we give it a class of whatever symbol we want. So the symbol is FA trash alt, and I got this from the Font Awesome website. Now to find these classes, you can just head over to Font Awesome if you want to, and on this page you can just search for something like trash. If you press icon, then you're going to see all of these different things. If you click on one of them, then you're going to get the class or what to use when you click on this. So you can see right here, it gives you this syntax. All I've done is copied this and I've pasted it over here. I'd give it our own class of delete because we're going to use that later on in either the JavaScript or the CSS, or maybe both. So anyway, they are our icons. So we have the actual to-do title or text and then the delete icon on the right. And because of this stuff here, these classes, these are going to be displayed as flex items, and this is going to be on the left and this is going to be on the right. Okay, so we have 3 of those list items. So if we save this now and check it out in a browser, let's have a look. Now we can see each one of these. This is the text and we have the trash icon over here. At the minute we can't really see this, but we will change the color of the background later so that we can see these. So anyway, that is our list of to-dos sorted. The next thing we need, and the final thing we need in fact, is the form at the bottom to add a new to-do. So let me just paste this in. And this has a class of add. That's my own class because we'll need a reference to this form later on in the JavaScript, and this is the class we'll use for that. Then we have a class of text-center to centralize the text, a margin in the Y direction of strength 4. Inside we have a label for the input form with text light, and that says add a new to do. And then finally we have this input field with a class of form control and mauto, bootstrap classes to style this a bit better. The type is text and the name is add. So then, if we save this and preview over here, we can see this at the bottom. Now we don't necessarily need a submit button at the bottom, because remember, another way of submitting a form is to fill it out and then pressing enter, and that submits the form as well. So that's how we're going to submit them in this project. So that's our HTML template sorted, but it still looks a bit rubbish over here. So what we're going to do is just add in a few of our own styles. We linked to this before, styles.css. So let's open this up and let's just add in a few basic styles. Now I'm going to copy these from my repo and paste them in and just explain. So the background color is this hex and it's a purple color. The max width of the container, which is this, remember, right here, is going to be 400 pixels. So now it's going to be a central column of 400 pixels in width in the middle of our browser. Then we're using these two selectors right here to get the inputs of type text when it's out of focus and also when it's in focus. And by in focus, I mean when we actually click it, that is in focus. So we're grabbing that and we're colorizing them so the text is white and the background is this transparent black. Again, we're using this alpha channel, RGBA, so we can use this 0.2 for the transparency. And then we have a max width of 400 pixels and no border. So then we have the to-dos, the LIs inside this thing right here. Remember, this has a class of to-dos. So all the LI tags inside there, we're styling and giving those a background of this purple color. Then the delete icon, which is the trash can, we're saying give a cursor of pointer so that when we hover over them, we get that little hand. So if we save it and preview, now it looks like this. It looks almost complete, but obviously nothing works yet. And if we try to add something over here, we can't do. So now we need to turn our attention to the JavaScript. Now we have this template sorted and hook up all of this functionality.